Good morning everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome back to yet another AFK journey video. So yes, we did a few testing for Harak today, and I guess to nobody's surprise, he's still the best damage dealer or one of the best damage dealer in the best damage teams right here, as you guys can see. So, but for this team to hit this number, there's a few factors to consider. RNG is one. Number two, you definitely need Phraesto in your team. So let's say if you don't have Phraesto, this comp might not work very well for you, because later I'll showcase a few replays of me trying Harak with the other units itself. So there are a lot of factors to consider in terms of the min-maxing of damage, but if you're somebody with resources, this is the best team. Okay, so we will use this replay to talk about how this team worked, pretty much the same as Necro Dragon yesterday, but you go in with Mikola. Harak will gain enough energy before the very first silence to cast his ultimate, and then he will be inbound for a little bit. He will go onto Mikola, get a little bit of stats, and then he repeat the cycle of Necro Dragon. Okay, so let's run through this replay. So right here, Mikola goes in. Okay, Harak dives, starts attacking the boss. So the boss will start using the ultimate around the 78 seconds mark, which is where, right here, Harak uses the ultimate just right before that skill go through. So he is unaffected during the duration of his ultimate, and that's where when he come back with the resonating spell buff, he will be able to chomp onto Mikola to start the stat gain on his EX weapon itself. So this timing over here is only possible if you put Harak behind Phraesto. So to a certain extent, you kind of need Phraesto for this Harak team to work, or for this Harak combo to work, because if not, you won't have enough energy, and then you won't be able to cast your very first ultimate on time. And that's where you will lose a lot of damage. So we're going to go at 3 times. So the chomp order is the same, right? So goes after Mikola first, Illusion Phraesto. But if your Phraesto is EX15, you are able to summon another Illusion, and then he will chomp onto Reina, so on and so forth. And then he get the stats and deliver the damage from there. So this is how the team looks like. And let's just do a little comparison with my own account, because I think I can use my own account to showcase the benchmark. So this is the best team, but if you talk about like the difference between this team as well as the old best team, so my own best damage with this team right here is about 67 bill, and you guys can see like some big massive variance in terms of numbers, because I tested with different positionings, I tested with different, I'll say like stuff, different artifact, right? As you guys can see, massive variances. Also tested with different combinations, physical side of things doesn't work. And the previous best team was actually this one right here. So this was with the Smoky variant, where we send in Smoky, and we're gonna run through the replay so that you guys can see what's going on. So we send in Smoky, we give Smoky the resonator buff, and then we give Lily May the energy regen buff from the main Phraesto. That's where Lily May will still be the main carry of the team, with her having the ability to spam her ultimate as soon as she lands on her feet right here. So with this team, we are able to get like maximum buff uptime on Smoky, as well as maximum ultimate skill usage with Lily May every single time she's off cooldown, and also get the damage of Smoky's ultimate off the third skill itself, or the third cast of the ultimate. Yeah, so this is 65 build personally for me, and for the Harak team, my best right now is 67 build. Maybe I'll do one more run to show the RNG. Okay, 65 build. Oh yeah, there's actually a skip feature, so I will be able to skip the battle to just run through the damage. Yeah, so with regards to, I just have 7 more runs, so let's just do it. So with regards to this, right, let's just take the best team and reuse it. And then we go into battle. Okay, and then let me just see the very first ultimate cast. Okay, ultimate cast, so he's inbound and unaffected. So when he casts his ultimate, after he's done, he will just chomp on Mikola during the silence. So he gets that very first buff. So that's where you guys will see the purple aura on him. So the timing is okay. So let's skip it, go into final damage. 67 build right here. Yeah, so for me, my range is 67 build because of my levels and maybe my charms. But with regards to the teams without Phraesto, for example, let's just take this one. right here. So this is a team without Phraesto. So this team idea actually stems from me wanting to debuff the boss with Kruger, and then our dear Harak chomping onto Kruger, and then Mikola, and then Reina, right? So this is the chomp order for this team. We're going to showcase a replay. So we lost quite a bit of damage there. And you guys will see right here, we're going to go at 1 time first. So Kruger casts the debuff so that Harak gets more damage because he's a physical attacker. Same thing for Mikola. Okay, so right here, at this very moment, you guys can see, right? Harak is not using his ultimate because he got silence. He didn't get an unaffected off. He didn't get an invar off on the resonator buff. So for that good, I'll say like 20 seconds, he's not doing like more damage. And because he's not invar, he's not able to chomp onto like Kruger fast enough. So this is where I think like the Phraesto comes in terms of the energy regen part. But at the same time, like, because for this team itself, you have the secondary carrier of Lily May, you kind of want to have like Reina in your team for that Omi damage M on both the physical side as well as the magical side. So I'll say that that's why the previous team, the one with Phraesto, Reina, Lily May, and Mikola, is the best team because it covers like both damage side in terms of the damage buff as well as the buff from Mikola itself from just having the arena online. So yeah, for most of the duration, right, Harak will still be sort of silenced. There's only like a few seconds where once the silence goes offline, he will go after like the supports or the lower HP unit to get the stats and then use the ultimate over here. Yeah, so we're just going to finish the fight at 3 times. Okay, so Mikola was able to survive the full duration, but because my Harak didn't spam the ultimate enough, so he wasn't doing as much damage as compared to the 67 build run. So this time around, this is the damage run over here. Okay, so that's why I said Festo is quite important to get through that first ultimate to start the engine running. So if we go and compare it with maybe like, for example, physical teams, I tried the physical team variant. One thing about like the artifact of choice, right? You probably need resonating spell because resonating spell over here, this artifact over here provides for the inbound for him to still cast his skill if he's like just pinpoint precision in terms of the ultimate usage right here, as you guys can see. So resonator cast, when the resonator casts their ultimate, they enter a blast state for 6 seconds, gaining immunity and a 35% increase in their attack. So this immunity allows the unit to cast a skill even during the Snow Stomper's ultimate, but that's where you need Phraesto for that very first one to start first before you can start chomping on the ally. Okay, so for this part, I figured I should just show the run so that you guys can understand what I mean by both resonating spell as well as, no, not this one. This is a different position order. Let me just find the record because I did it. And then it's the exact same team, but just like having the energy Phraesto on Lily May instead of Harak. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. So as you guys can see, this is my positioning. Reina in front of Harak. So I don't have the energy regen. The energy regen is on Lily May. So we'll see the replay. So by the time we reach that 77 mark where the boss casts the silence, Harak has the energy, but it's a little bit too late. And that's where he's not able to chomp onto the Mikola and he loses damage. Okay. Yep, so started a little bit slow and then basically we lost a lot of damage there. And that's why the damage was not as high as the 67 build run. But still, if let's say you have Phraesto at 1 copy and you have Harak at Mythic Plus or Supreme Plus, you can still run this team because Phraesto is actually more of a buffer in this setup rather than being the damage dealer. So if your Harak is super duper built up, you can still run this team and put the energy regen Phraesto in front of Harak, such that Harak will eat Mikola, so that will be 1 body of stats, and then we'll eat the Reina, 2 body of stats, and then eat the 2 Phraestos, which is 3 body of stats. Still decent. That is if let's say you are lower on resources and you don't have Harak developed. Okay, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.